opportunity to come together and meet and do the work of our people. Father, I pray that you'll continue to bless us as we go through this meeting. Thank you for the traveling grace getting here and for those that have come to be with us today, the staff and guests. Father, help us be mindful, especially this time of year, and what Christmas really should mean to all of us. I pray, Father, you'll continue to bless us as a people, as a tribe, as a nation. Be with those standing in harm's way, doing what they believe to be keeping the peace and protecting the life standards that we've gotten used to. Bring them home safely, to be thy will. Go with us now, help us make good decisions, Father, and forgive us where we fail. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Curtis Snell. Chris Soap.
Here.
Bill Allen.
Here.
Bill John Baker.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Carly Besser.
Here.
Julia Coates. Here. Bradley Cobb. Joe Crittenden.
Here.
Jody Fishinghawk. Here. Meredith Braley. Janelle Fulbright. Here. Don Garvin. Chuck Hoskins.
Here.
China Glory Jordan. Present. David Thornton.
Present.
Tara Cowan Watts.
Honey.
And John Masters.
Hey, go. Okay, vote has been called. We have a quorum. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the November 16th, 2009 regular session minutes. Entertain a motion to accept.
Move to be approved. Second.
All right, we've got a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, minutes have been approved. I believe we've had a legislation resolution come to us and it's been passed out. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to amend the agenda.
So moved.
Second. A motion to amend the agenda for this environmental programs group to submit an application to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for EPA atmospheric mercury monitoring services contract program. You got a second on that motion? All those in favor of amending the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the agenda has been amended. That'll be number 1 under new business. All right, moving on to reports. We have Management Resources, Angela Drews reporting.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, committee members. You've got my report in your packet, so I'll answer any questions on that before I give you some just items to note.
Okay, we've got a report in our packet. Are there any questions about that report before Angela moves forward with some additional updates? Looking around, see no questions. Proceed with your additional updates. Angela.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to note that we had our first tree lighting that we refer to as the Courthouse Square tree lighting, and we were very pleased with our turnout. The event came off very well. I know we did not have a lot of advance notice about the event, but we do plan on growing that event each year, and we do plan on working with NSU and the city of Tahlequah, hopefully to gain some momentum and have a lot of folks downtown that would be walking up and down the sidewalks and also helping the merchants in town that night. But I would say we had about 60 to 70 people that were on the square, and the immersion school came and sang, and it was what I felt like was a really good event and a good turnout. So next year, I know your calendars get packed really quick around the holidays, so we'll try and get that event notice out early, and hopefully all of you guys can attend, and thank you to the council that was present. The next thing is I wanted to mention to you, there was a walnut tree, there still is, but it is dying, a walnut tree on the campus at NSU outside of the seminary hall, and the tree is over 200 years old. And the chief got with Natural Resources, and we went out and we gathered up a bunch of the walnuts from that tree, and we were able to grow out over 70 of those trees, and Right now, a nursery is holding those for us. They have, I believe, 10 of them in 15-gallon containers, and the rest of them are in 5-gallon containers. And before the end of February, we are going to have to get those trees picked up and find locations to plant them. Now, the reason I'm bringing that to you is we're working with administration as well, and we want to make sure that these get placed at educational facilities because they have historic meaning to them, and we want to make sure that, you know, we've talked about putting them at new buildings that we're building and any of our locations that are existing currently, trying to keep those trees on tribal property. So be thinking about locations that would be good places to put those. One other item is I sent an email out to you guys, and I believe it came out about a week ago, but we are going to be burying a time capsule out in front of the complex. How that originated was we were having our sidewalks tore up and putting new sidewalks back in, and I don't know how many of you know Brian Jackson, the I Believe guy. He came and he said, have we ever thought about burying a time capsule? And so that started the momentum of that discussion, and it was very popular when we started talking about it. And so the dates would be, of course, 2010, and we're looking at doing it through 2025. So in 15 years, we looked at keeping it in there longer, but what we wanted to do was pull it out sooner so we could see if we had actually met our, we have a plan that's being developed that's a 15-year plan to see if we actually meet those goals and objectives. So, having said that, I encourage you guys, if there are things that would represent the council well, I mean, first of all, it'd be nice to have a photo to put in there, and then other issues, maybe about community information for the districts that you represent, and items of note like that. And if you have long-term plans that you would like to see, how far those made it along in the process, things of that type to go into this time capsule. We plan on doing the time capsule. We want to make it a New Year's event if the capsule and the cover all come in by then. So I'd encourage you to be gathering up all your stuff that you'd like to see go in it, and you can deliver that to my office, or you can call me and we'll send someone down to pick it up. We'd like to have it by the end of December, but that all depends on how quickly we get the time capsule and the vault cover in. It may have to be something we do mid-January. So just as soon as you can get it in. And that's all my extra items.
Any additional comments for Ms. Drews on the time capsule? Saying none, thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
I appreciate all the work your group's been doing lately, and I know that a lot of the restaurants there at the tree lighting were full afterwards, so there is some economic impact there, I'm quite sure. So.
Well, hopefully if we tried to work with NSU in the city this year, and it just didn't pan out, that we're going to get started pretty quick on working with them for next year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Real Estate Services, Linda Donaldson.
Good afternoon. I believe you have my report in your packet, and if you have any questions, I'm ready to take any.
We've got Real Estate Services, whose report's been submitted. Any questions for Ms. Donaldson? Councilor John Watts.
Thank you, Chairman. So I think that Attorney Hembry has talked to you about that land legislation.
Not yet.
So that's coming on the agenda in January, and I would appreciate that you proactively provide input.
Okay, I'll talk to him about it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions for Ms. Donaldson?
Okay, thank you.
Seeing no questions, we'll move on. Next on the agenda item is environmental programs. Tom Elkins. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir, ladies and gentlemen. You have my report as well. I won't belabor that, except to say that a couple weeks ago we had the Region 6 EPA Tribal Summit, and it went over real well. We coordinate with the EPA to put that on. This time it was at Santa Ana Pueblo, just north of Albuquerque. And one of the directors in our office, Nancy John, won they call it the Jan Stevens Award. Miss Stevens was a Sac and Fox Indian that was hit by a drunk driver, and she was a really good advocate of environmental programs and EPA things. And Nancy John won that this time, so we're very proud of her.
Congratulations to Ms. John.
I'm sorry?
Congratulations to Ms. John.
Yes, sir.
The council appreciates her involvement and recognition.
I will do that. And I'll be happy to take any questions you might have.
Any questions for Mr. Elkins? Chairman. Councilman Austin.
Do you know whether they continue to review applicants for the management position at the landfill, or is that process completed?
I believe they're still doing that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Can you give us an update on that?
Certainly.
Possible? Maybe the number of applicants and if they're in a review process or interviewing process.
I know they're meeting, I believe this Thursday, that board is meeting, and they're using our office for so I will check with those board members.
Councilor Hall.
Yeah, I want to thank you for going out there with us.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I had a good time. I didn't feel very good, but it was a good trip. It was a very good trip. I don't enjoy flying. At best, flying is terrible for me, but I do it.
All right. Any other questions or comments for Mr. Elkins? Seeing none, we'll move on to old business. Thank you. Old business, there's none legislation to review. Moving on to new business, we have the amended agenda for the resolution before us. Councilor Calvin Watts, would you like to update us on this?
This is mercury monitor, and it's pretty exciting because we're the only one, I believe, in Region 6 out of EPA Region 6 out of tribes or anyone, correct, to get this mercury monitor. And this is part of a huge national study.
It is.
And so we'll be on the dot on the map when they look at mercury deposition coming from especially rainfall and such into our surface waters and all that. So it's a big part of the scientific evidence needed to demonstrate that things are happening the way they are. So I would move for approval.
Second. Okay, we've got a motion to approve in a second. Any discussion?
Does it need to go to full council?
I was just going to ask. I'm not exactly sure the timeliness of it. I know we need to move it as quickly as we could. If it could go to full council, I would appreciate it.
If it was acceptable to the chair and the body that it go to full council tonight with that motion too.
We have a motion on the floor to accept this resolution in a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Next on the agenda is announcements. Any announcements? I do believe that we have a legislative meeting this afternoon, 5 p.m. It's been posted. Any other announcements?
One last thing, while there's a lot of people still here, Gail had said that we have a slot at the employee Christmas party Friday afternoon, and because we need to start pondering what we will be doing as a group and who will participate, we need to go have fun for the employees and entertain them. If anybody's interested, please let Gail know. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Councilor Baker stepped out just a minute to see if there were any announcements that are going to come from the outside.
Hey, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
While
sir.
we're waiting, we're killing time, I'd like to wish Bill Johnson, he's watching this from Houston,
All right.
Texas today, and wish him a Merry Christmas.
All right. Good deal. All the way from Houston, Texas.
All the way to Houston.
Oh,
Got another
Angel,
announcement?
yours, congratulations for your group leader. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We have another announcement.
Yeah,
Councilor Baker.
and while you're speaking about Bill Johnson, he's a fair weather feller because, he came up here last week to get out of the blizzards in Houston.
And he's listening to us, so he knows we're bashing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, the next meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, January 11th at 4 p.m. Nothing else, I'll entertain a
Move to
motion
adjourn.
to adjourn. We have a motion, second. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign.